Hello, Professor. Welcome to my video where I detail my final deliverable project. The project that I put forth was an app as well as a REST API. And so for the app, what I'm using are Cordova as the main framework and Angular 7 in order to make a single page application that Cordova serves. And part of my app is servicing ads or serving ads. And so for that, I'm using AdMob Pro. And for the REST API, I'm using Amazon Web Services. Specifically, I'm using DynamoDB as well as Node.js version 8. And so what my app does is it allows the users to select which nonprofit they would like their ad revenue to go towards, and then have a button that they can press in order to watch an ad. And then after doing that, the onSuccess handler will then send the charity of their choice to my REST API, which will then gather up all their choices into a database. And so how this works is I have a user base. All of them are using phones of some sorts, anything that's able to watch ads. So Android, iOS, or Windows phones specifically are what AdMob Pro are able to handle. And they send their request to the ad server, and then the ad server, of course, sends the ads back to them. And this relationship is all handled by AdMob Pro. And so what I have to stipulate in using that is my initial setup of telling the service, these are my accounts, these are the ads specifically that I want to service. And then I have an on received ad handler which prepares them to be watched. It makes it to where the buttons are clickable and everything. And then on a successful watch, I reward the player by incrementing the number of ads that they've actually watched. And then I also send that to the AWS server. And so after having watched, it posts to the AWS which charity they want, and I just send their confirmation back, letting them know that they was received correctly. And so this is handled by an Angular HTTP client as well as Cordova, which allows for us to get around the cores problem. And so my AWS stack looks like this. There are no proxies in the way, nothing. It just the request goes straight into an AWS Lambda, and then the Lambda then posts that information into a DynamoDB. So my Lambda looks like this. It just receives the request and it parses it or attempts to parse it. And if it can find the required data, which is just the type or the charity that they want, then it puts it into the database as well as a timestamp. And the only link that you'll need for this is my GitHub. It's just that Vlek ads for charity number 2. And so just to put this into action, so I have it up right now. The install instructions are simply to npm install and then do an Angular build just to make sure that all of the files are up to date. Of course, what I've posted to the GitHub are all together and correct. But if you wanted to just make sure that the build is correct, that's what I would do. And then run Cordova in order to create the package and then emulate it to an Android emulator or device. And so this should take no more than a couple of seconds. All right, so it's begun. It's building the package, and it's done. All right, perfect. So it is installed and launched successfully. So I'm going to re-enter the app. And so you saw it was already at 6. Okay, so the it's keeping state. I'm saving local or to local storage. It's already parsed or requested an ad and it's ready to go. I have a drop down here which lets us choose which charity that we'd like the ad to go to. So the food bank, and then we'll watch a test ad. And then after that, it will put number 2 into our database. So as you can see, the timestamps match up. And so we can watch another ad. Perfect. So that concludes my video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And I just want to say thank you for an awesome class. I really appreciate your teaching and especially the videos and the content that you put to us. That was really enlightening, and I'm more than happy to use functional programming going forward. So have a happy holidays if I don't hear from you, and thanks again.